Kirk Cousins spoke very recently in a press conference about his future with the Falcons, if he thought he was going to stay with the team, whatnot. And he's definitely kind of pulled back. Apparently, there hasn't been conversations between him and the front office really at all. Um, but he's obviously getting coached by his agents and whatnot on things to say. Asked about his season and having a down year, you kind of expect what he's going to say. He's not going to say, "Yeah, I played like ass this year." He's going to have to point towards something different as to why the play was bad. Now, the Achilles definitely could be brought up, but he actually specifically said in week 10, he says against the Saints, he sustained a shoulder elbow injury.
But then against the Saints, got hit pretty good in my right shoulder and elbow. And from there, kind of dealing with that, was something I was working through and just never really could get it to where I wanted it. And so now the season's over, you have the time and the energy to say,
okay. Which is interesting. Week 11, he did show up on the injury report with a shoulder elbow injury initially. And then that designation was removed, and they asked why was it removed. And in a press conference in week 11, or when talking to reporters in week 11, he said,
"Yeah, I'm good. That was a bit of a clerical error because we had walkthrough. And so when you walk through, they don't really know what you could have done or couldn't have done. If we had had a full speed practice, I would not have been on the report because I would have."
It was a clerical error.
He lied.
He must have forgotten about that. Falcons GM and head coach were asked about this, and they both said,
"Look, Kirk was on the injury report leading into the Denver game, and he wasn't on the injury report. Outside of that, we're only aware of that particular week."
He had no idea he was ever injured in week 10.
So
someone's not telling the truth. And it's probably a mix of both sides, right? Some shady shit going on. So I think if the NFL really wants to get into this, they could probably find that there's some sort of malfeasance going on. I'm sure that there was probably some sort of an injury, and Kirk Cousins asked to be pulled off. Don't let him know about my injury. And now he's going to try to use that as a little bit of a scapegoat to why he had as bad of a year as he had.
Kirk was on my radar for a while as well. Could still technically be on the radar, even though that they have come out and said that apparently they're planning on keeping Kirk. They're comfortable paying him as to be the backup, which is nothing but a big fat lie, trying to posture to hope somebody comes in with a draft pick to trade for Kirk Cousins.